Like, I know when I see the white kid, the black kid, the Hispanic kid play their own music, they rock with it. And therefore, we rock with them. So why is it that the brown kid, not in the sense of the definition, but the feeling, didn't feel sexy enough to rock with their own shit? One of, like, my mentors, like, you need to meet the CEO of Def Jam. And I go, no, absolutely not. I'm too young. She's like, no, we're trying to hire you guys. And I go, huh?
I won't lie, Rajid. I see a lot of DOST knockoffs. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I see a lot of people, trying to copy the format. And I'm just like...
You know what?
Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast in the world, Difficult Dish, podcast about South Asian narratives, hosted by my co-host, newly wedded wife, next to me.
That's me, Mahua Khan, and my newly wedded husband.
Yeah, me, Masha Munir. And as you can see, if you're watching the video or if you're listening to audio, you can't see that we have a new co-host in the building permanently on the podcast today, who's going to be joining us for every episode. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Rajid Selim. I'm
Rajid
here
Salim.
to become the new co-host and eventually the only host on the Difficult Dish podcast.
He's taking over Difficult Dish. Don't worry, guys. I wrote a quick little introduction for you. Nothing too crazy. I'll read it right now. We have a very special guest on the podcast today, and someone I've been wanting to hop on for a long time now.
That's true.
He is a Bangladeshi American director, photographer, DJ, and founder of DOST, the leading media platform highlighting musicians of the South Asian diaspora. From working with the likes of Jai Wolf at Coachella to hosting events with Amazon Music that I have attended. Very fun.
Oh, yeah?
He's here to talk music, business, and all the things that make him such a cool, chill guy. Everyone, please welcome me and my co-host, Rajid Salim.
Do a little slow clap. Do a slow clap, guys.
I said thank you for coming. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
No, honestly, this is your podcast now.
It's my podcast
No, honestly, we're so happy to be on your
Dude,
podcast.
I took him to the cop shop around the corner in
Yeah.
the morning, thinking thank you for coming, all the way over here, like get him a nice cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Why did he swoop in and pay for us?
No,
me and him.
I'm Bengali, man. Come
And
on.
he was like,
You did
he said
not.
some slick shit. He was like, yes, thank you for having me here. So jealous.
You're
like,
so Bengali
why am I
coded,
here?
bro.
Defeats the
Bro,
purpose.
he specifically met you at that coffee shop so he can get you coffee.
I
Really?
went down.
Pay
I was
for
like,
it.
I'm going to go get him a coffee. To
Where
thank
did
him
you
for
come
coming.
from with your card to pay for this?
Swooped in. I had never
Swooped
seen
in.
some.
He's actually so close to paying. I almost didn't get it.
Bro, and like he was like acting all cool beforehand. It wasn't like any like fight. That's it.
No,
I was
that's actually
amazed.
insane. No,
I was
that was
amazed.
a move that...
I like slid my phone under his phone and pushed it away. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm
No,
like,
they've definitely
"Oh,
never
man."
seen
Bro,
that
I was
before.
shook. I was shook. I
Yeah.
couldn't say a word. But no, Reggie, thank you so much for coming on the pod today.
Sure.
Very happy you're here. Is this the pronunciation of your name, or is it like Rajid? Or
I mean,
like
what's funny is like there's actually multiple pronunciations of my
Okay.
name that I grew up with that I never like really knew was the right one.
yeah.
So like my mom would say like Rajid,
Okay.
my brother would say Rajid, my white friends sometimes would call me Rajid.
Oh, wow. What, like a regime?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
yeah. Yeah,
extended.
Indians would say
Yeah.
Rajid.
Rajid,
And then like
yeah.
I think like Arabic people or Arab people say Rashid.
Oh,
So-
Right,
Rashid, that's a
this new
completely
name.
different
Yeah,
name.
yeah. So
yeah. Spanish people call you Jose.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Oh
get a
no,
new
actually
name.
growing up, like I grew up in like a very a town with a lot of Mexicans, and
Mhm.
so in elementary school, when they'd call my name, they'd call out Rahid all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
Rahid.
And my brother's
That's
name's
funny.
Raid
Oh,
because I'm
Oh.
Bengali, so we have to have rhyming names.
Of
Facts,
course,
of course,
of
of
course.
course.
Rule.
Makes
So,
sense, or at least the same first letter. One of
Yeah.
those.
Did you ever
Damn.
get, like, growing up, did you ever get called, like, your brother's name?
Yeah, my
because it's so
parents would call me
similar?
that his name. They would never call me my name.
It's so similar. Like, you have
Yeah.
to mess that up.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's funny. No, yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Do you want to do just like a quick introduction of like yourself? Like I probably didn't do you enough justice.
Yeah,
you know,
who you
like
are
tell
as a
me,
person.
tell me, some of what you do, some of the highlights of what you got going on, and yeah.
Cool. Gosh, it's I'm trying to think of where to start, but I guess like mainly I run a channel brand called DOST, which translates to friend. And what I mainly do is I highlight musicians from the South Asian diaspora. So a lot of like people who lean more towards like a Western palette. So like for me as a brown kid growing up, like I wanted to see a lot more desi artists. But for me, I felt like what was missing was like, I'm from like the West Coast, Nevada area. I was like, I'd love to see like a rapper or a singer-songwriter or like a electronic artist that just happens to look like me, because I felt like it's always number one about the music. And two is like when you see someone who does look like you doing that, it makes you even more pumped to do it yourself.
Facts.
And so I started this brand called DOST. We make videos about South Asian musicians. We've had some videos go super viral. So like you heard the Hanuman Kind song "Big Dogs,"
For sure.
that went viral through our page, which was super sick to see. And then also like I direct, so I shoot a lot of interviews and I shoot like mini music videos with artists for the page. And I also interview artists, and so I just kind of do all these things.
Do a lot.
Because I don't have the money to pay everyone to do it.
Facts.
So I just had to figure it out myself.
Right.
But
No.
you're a doer. I love the fact that like
Yeah.
you're not just thinking and speculating and wanting to do all these things. Like you actually do that.
you make
have
it
the
happen.
action. Yeah.
And I think my favorite thing, like I have brought up your name quite a few times, like
Yeah, it's
even
true.
before we talked about doing the pod, because I've always loved just how tastefully you do everything and how high quality everything looks. And I like, when I say high quality, I'm not talking about like 4K footage. I'm just talking about like you just strike me as like a very well cultured individual that understands taste and understands like what is good and like what, I don't know, like I say what is not, but you know, it just strikes me as someone that like really knows this stuff. Speaking of your upbringing, you said you are from Reno, Nevada.
Yeah.
I have never met anyone from Reno, Nevada.
Most people haven't.
So niche.
I think the only thing that people know about Nevada is Las Vegas, and that
That's
there's
true.
some deserts and mountains. So please tell me, like, what is it like out yonder? Like,
Well-
is there colored people over there? Is there like, what's the situation out
Yes,
there?
we have people of color
What's
there.
going on?
We have
I'm
plenty.
unfamiliar. I'm
It's
unfamiliar.
funny, not even close to Vegas. We're actually 8 hours north.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Golly.
Wow.
So LA and Vegas are really close, like 3 hours
Yeah.
apart. If you go
Uh-huh.
up 8 hours north, we're actually 2 hours from Sac, 4 hours from the Bay.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's not fully a desert. Reno's a really interesting place because the city is like half and half. If you look to the west, you see like evergreen trees and snow, and like I grew up snowboarding. You look to the east, and it's all like desert.
Wow.
So we're right in between two biomes, and it's still there's gambling. So it's like imagine if like Portland and Vegas had a baby.
Okay.
Like if you
Okay.
are an alcoholic but also a rock climber, like that's the city for
That's a
you.
vibe. Okay. I
So,
gotta check it out sometime.
So niche.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot of Mexicans, Filipinos, a lot of Hispanic people in the city.
Mhm.
So I grew up going to like quinceañeras and stuff like that.
Mm.
But we also had like a proper like Muslim community and Bangladeshi community
Really?
Okay.
there as well. Yeah.
One thing that you
Yeah, I
told
didn't
me
know that.
beforehand is that your father is very incorporated in the Bengali community out there.
Like especially in Nevada, he's very in there.
Yeah, like you know, like I don't know if you have this like in New York. You know the pioneers of the community, or
course.
like
Oh,
the,
he's one of
the
the-
association
he's one
presidents.
of the
Of
founding
course,
fathers.
he's one of them.
He was one of them. Well, it
Golly.
started. He actually went to college in South Dakota, like butt fuck
Golly.
nowhere.
Golly.
He's everywhere.
And he had like 4 or 5 other Bengali roommates, and every summer they needed to make money, so they'd make road trips to different cities. So they did New York, they did Texas, and they did do like dishwashing and stuff like that.
Mm.
And on their way to Seattle, they stopped in Reno, party town, gambling town. I'm sure they like partied a bit, and I guess some guy was like, "Why don't you guys just stay here? Just work in my restaurant."
Oh, just like that.
That's
Yeah,
all
just
it
like that.
takes?
And then like they for that summer they worked there. They did whatever they had. They're in their 20s. They're having fun.
Uh-huh.
And then eventually they go back to school. They graduate. And then some of them don't. Some of them just like get married,
Yeah,
to stay,
of
right?
course.
But they end up coming back to Reno, and they start calling their friends and their loved ones, and they started moving into the city. And he started being like, "Oh gosh, these kids are gonna forget their culture." So he like started like a Bangla school, and then he did these things where like my childhood was like growing up. We did all these like rehearsals, and essentially like he'd tell Nanti like, "Yo, you teach these dances, you teach this, and I'll do a play."
Mm.
And so
Wow.
at the end of every other month, we do this like onushtan, and he
That's
had us
crazy.
really tapped in. So he would like act in him too,
Damn.
and he was a software engineer this whole time.
My
Golly,
God.
so this is a side project.
Yeah. So we grew up there, and so if you Google like Bangladeshi American, it goes like New York, Detroit, LA, and Reno, Nevada, out of all places.
Really?
Yeah, most people don't know that, but
I
So
also
then
love
damn.
were
it.
you guys one of the first people there, or were there already Bengalis there?
I mean, I can't see that for sure, but I know like him and his boys are like kind of like the
The
first
That's so
class,
crazy.
you know.
That's so crazy.
Wow. I
Was-
love that he enforced the fact that you guys learn your history and culture,
100%.
and that even though he's doing, his software engineer, that's as his main job, but he's still enforcing that like his kids don't grow up in just America and forget about everything else, you know?
Yes.
What sort of like a long-lasting impact do you think that's had on you? Just being so kind of around and like consumed of the culture, because I think that's like that's an experience that so many people lack. Like I grew up in a like purely Latin American community where I didn't have any sort of Bengali like Indian people around me, so I didn't start getting any sort of like love or interest for my culture until like I met her. I was like 21, 22.
Interesting.
Like I was like, I didn't know what the Liberation War was until I was like in my early 20s type of thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had like a long time until like I got into it. But that type of upbringing, what do you think? How do you think that's affected you long term?
I mean, in every way. I think like it gave me, and it's funny because like I grew up like I was like any other like teenage boy, like not liking my dad, like, oh, you don't get me, this and that. And then the older I get, I'm like, oh wow, like understanding the depth of like the intellectuals being killed and a big rich history and culture that we have. I think led me to even doing like what I do now, which is like, it's funny because like although he did all that, like I still have like my Bangla is not the best, like Bangla, like I can understand it really well.
Likewise.
When I speak it, everyone makes fun of me.
Facts.
I was like, okay, the best thing I could do is like do something what he does, but for like similarly to like I guess the diaspora kids, where it's just like, I think desi kids in America, Europe, like that's also really cool, where like people are usually like, oh, I'm in between these two cultures, and like a lot more like people a bit above our generation would say that, and I understand that for at their time, but now I think it's kind of corny. I think it's like the intersection is really cool. Because like for me, I get to grow up with my heritage and my culture that I really, was lucky to learn from my dad. But I also have this perspective. We all have this perspective that's just different. Similar to how like when I look at like the daytimer kids stories in the UK, I'm like, and the way they've been able to embrace themselves in their culture, I was like, oh, this is a culture in and of itself that we should be celebrating too. So I think for me, growing up like that led me around back around to like celebrating what culture we get to share together. So
I think it's always so corny when like you're trying to speak your language or you're trying to participate in the culture and then people hate on you for not being perfect, or 100%. It's not exactly like how they want it, because it's like at least you are trying it, and that's kind of pushing you away from wanting to try again, but also like what I really liked about DOST is that we, especially in the last 5 years, like we've seen a lot of South Asian pages highlighting music or art or other creatives or whatever the case may be, but yours specifically highlights more than just like the norm of what we've been seeing. It's not just like Indian or like Pakistani. Like I love the fact that you've also been highlighting Bangladeshi artists, and it's really just like making it feel like we're in part of the conversation and part of the diaspora, because like we've contributed so much to it, but we don't usually get the recognition for it. And like I saw that you made a post about Anik, about his new album or song, right? And then there was another video that was very interesting where I can't remember what the American song is, but you said there was like a Bangla cover for it, like back in the 70s.
Rasputin.
Rasputin.
Boney M.
And it's like things like that just put it into like so much context, because you're like, damn, we've been around for so long, but this is kind of the first time where we're getting some sort of recognition for it,
And we're talented, man. Like I think I realized when I went to Bangladesh, we went to Bangladesh 2 years ago, and I got to like tour around Dhaka University and go around like the College of the Arts and just have conversations with people and understand like, oh my God, there's just so much like cooking inside of here that like unfortunately like we don't know how many people here are gonna be able to get their names out there, be able to like spread their art around the globe. But like our people are just some of like the most like talented people that like you'll ever meet. So it's beautiful to see someone that like is using, or not even using a platform, like is literally building a platform to highlight specifically those people. So
I mean, one of like the most important things I got to learn when I first got into the whole music thing is someone, shout out Joshua, told me about, it was like erasure, and about how like so many folks in our communities tend to claim themselves as the first South Asian this, the first South Asian that, and if you just dig a little bit deeper, you find out stories like that where, oh wow, in like the late 70s, early 80s, like a Bengali person made a cover of this huge disco song, or has found a way to influence culture in multiple ways. And a part of that responsibility is people on the media side. And I think the natural progression was like our artists like making a name for themselves, and then a big part of being an artist and musician is being perceived by brands and publications, MTV, etc. And you know, there was a lot of time where there wasn't channels and pages and little television dedicated to covering those stories, specifically in America. I think like UK, at some extent, like the BBC Asian Network did a great job of like funding those initiatives. And I feel like that's why in the UK there's a stronger self of identity, where in America, like, we don't have as much access to that. And also the government doesn't even fund stuff like that. And so what's really cool though is that like this is an exciting time now where like these creatives on the business side and the music side have risen, and now they're getting to an age where they're entering these large offices, these agencies, these media companies, and are able to push these stories. And kids like us who like are trying to find ways to get in there and to share these things. And so to me, it's not a matter of like, oh no, like they don't give a shit about us. It's more so of a natural progression where our families came in the 90s. You know, now a lot of us are in our 20s and 30s and have some sway in these rooms and have an ability to share these stories in ways we haven't been able to before. And hopefully the kids that grow up, like our kids, are going to be like, have a really easy time finding these stories and realizing that like, oh, this isn't a strange thing. This isn't a novel thing. It's actually normal for someone like me to go out and create and make something really cool. Yeah. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it shows the progression of the generations because, and we'll talk about this, but you know, there was maybe a generation before us where the parents wanted the kids to have more successful, stable careers, where if you did want to pursue anything in the arts, it was maybe not as supported. And then now kind of our generation, they're still asking for that, but there's some more like push from our end, like, okay, we're still going to pursue the arts and we'll still like try to make it happen. And then also on top of that, we're kind of learning and fighting for ourselves, like what you were talking about with me before about vouching for yourself, starting a podcast, getting funding. It's so new for us, especially for Bangladeshis, because like it's the new phenomenon for us to like get into this creative route instead of pursuing something more stable and you know, becoming an engineer or whatever the case may be. And there's still so much work to do, but I think we've gotten like so far, you know, especially in like the past 20 years, people who are maybe 10 years older than us or who listen to our podcast and they want to get into these creative fields, but they don't know how to have that conversation, or they feel like it's too late now or whatever it is. It's still important to try and know that there's a lot of work to do, but it's possible, you know.
100%.
I think to add on that, like, I think because a lot of our parents just come out here with like a survival mentality, like trying to like put everything into their kids just so their kids can live like a comfortable, stable life. I think a lot of time that ends up giving them this mentality where like maybe they shouldn't be divesting their time into helping others like grow something. So I think like one question I had for you is like, talk to me about, if any, like some of the pushback that maybe you got from your family, like telling them that you want to grow this platform, build this platform, knowing that like it's a platform to help other people, and like it's not something like, at the end of the day, of course it's something that's yours, like it's your thing, but like in their eyes, like how did they perceive it?
Because you also got a degree in something completely different, right?
I got a degree in finance and econ, and I told my dad I want to make TikToks. So I got a lot of pushback. Probably, you know, I'm not mad at it. Like, I think for me, I really, really struggled with how my parents perceived that decision for years. And as I got older, I had to realize like the places they're coming from. And I needed to make sure I buried that type of trauma, not buried it, but addressed it, so I can go off and be creative and do my thing. Because so many people spend a lot of time spiraling about their family's opinions, and you just got to understand they're immigrants, and they came here to not, you know, and they work their asses off, and they haven't seen a viable path, and a lot of people haven't for stuff like that. And so for me, you know, my parents still give me pushback, but what I can give them credit for is being really patient, like having the most patience possible. Because I'm like, give me 1 year, give me 2 years, 4 years later, you know? And so it's something that I definitely struggled with a lot. And I had to just kind of like dig deeper within myself and address that discomfort and be like, okay, if I'm like creating something, it can't be for the validation of my family yet, you know? And even when I get to do something that I want to celebrate, sometimes my family doesn't celebrate it in the way I wish they would have. And I know that's a moment we can make a decision. One, like spiral and stop doing it, or two, realize that like you're creating because one, like you want to, two, you want to share a story and have other people enjoy and experience it, and three, if you're lucky, then they get it, you know. In an ideal world, they would immediately, but they're your parents, you know. And in our culture, like the predominant form of thinking is that you should do it on the side. And you know, for some folks, they want it so bad that they can't help but not do it full time, you know, mainly. And so there's not like a one size fits all answer. Everyone's families are different. I think one thing that I did notice that was pretty profound to me, being able to work with so many artists like Sriram, Jai, Wolf, and others who have found success, is that their family relationships tended to be closer and their families tended to be a bit more supportive, and that gave them more freedom and room to really dig deeper. Like I remember I was talking to Sriram's dad. I'm like, oh, like how did you how did you react when he wanted to do music? He's like, when I knew he was good at it, I was like, you better go to Berklee College of Music. He better do it. He saw potential in his son, and he turned up to 11, you know? And that isn't to say that, like, if you're a person who didn't have that, like myself or maybe ourselves, that you can't do it. It's more to say that, okay, when it's our time to have our own children, or not even our children, even kids and cousins around us, like, use that opportunity to encourage them and help them discover that they have potential.
Absolutely.
Because I think the biggest issue in our community isn't more so be a doctor, engineer. The real thing, the core of it, is that they don't want you to realize what your potential is and can't see it. And I think that's a specific talent that I hope every person finds one day, where they see someone, they see what they could become. Yeah. And when you encourage someone, give them the room to play and create anything. You could be a doctor, an engineer. Like, if it's imagine telling a kid who wants to be a heart surgeon, no, it's too hard, don't do it, because that does happen to some people, right? Especially with like working class families. And so it's a type of mentality that I think permeates everywhere. And I think, and I know I'm blabbering on about it, but like really the crux of it is like bringing people up when they have a curiosity, because ultimately when someone follows that curiosity, they'll find out for themselves if it's right for them or not. It's not my decision or yours to tell someone what they can, they can't do. And I think it's because people get beaten up by life, and it comes from a place where people want to protect each other, and they think that their form of protection is telling someone they can't do what it is. So I guess all that to say is that, like, ultimately, like, do your best to encourage yourself, but when you have the opportunity, like, push someone to be the best version of themselves.
For sure. Yeah, beautifully said.
Sorry, I'm such I'm a ranter, so apologize to everybody listening.
Full of gems.
Keep talking, buddy.
I like that. Where did your curiosity in like music and the arts come from? Like, did you kind of always have it? Was there like a certain like artist that you saw, or like a certain brown person in media that you saw that, you know, made you want to like go about building DOST and starting DOST? Like, what's like the origin story?
Because did you start that in Nevada or when you came to New York?
No, when I came to New York. My big brother, definitely. My brother is the reason I got into music. When I was like 8, he got his first DJ board, and he's like, you gotta listen to this, you gotta listen to that. Meanwhile, going to all these banga anushtans and seeing the fashion, the clothes, and the music, and a deep appreciation for it, I think it embedded in my head. And then, you know, what really set me off was after my parents divorced, I noticed that my brother had his own thing. He had his creative outlet. I noticed that my dad had his creative outlet with these onushtans. And again, like I said before, like when I was a teenager, I didn't get my dad. And I was like, you don't get me, until I went to Bangladesh. And I was with my aunt, and we were walking through our home, and there was a bunch of paintings on the wall. And they were incredible. And I look at her, I'm like, hey, who made these? And she goes, your dad. And I go, get the fuck out of here. I didn't say that to her, but that's what I thought. And I was like, oh, wow, he had this in him. And meanwhile, I was in my rebellious phase, you know, sneaking out, getting in trouble, and you know, like thinking I was fine when I wasn't, like as most divorced kids do. And I was a teenager, and that's when it clicked. I was like, oh, I don't have a thing. And one thing I was obsessed with at the time was like YouTube creators and like videographers and cinematographers. And that was when I was like, hey, I just begged her for a camera. And luckily she listened, and she bought me like a Canon SL1. And while I was in Bangladesh, I made a series of vlogs, and they were all like you know, like portraits and vignettes of different like scenes in Bangladesh, but they were all to like old school hip hop music. Have you heard of like The Far Side and Passing Me By, or DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith? Like, so you'd see like Bangladesh imagery, and then you just hear old school hip hop music. And I think that was 10 years ago now. And back then I didn't really see the connection, but I think the camera was the first place where like I got to curate, because I made the videos, and then my favorite part was selecting the music. I think that led me down that rabbit hole. So to answer your question, what was your question again?
What was like the transition of like, I'm into music, I like music, I like making these videos, and how did you take that into like, or how did that convert to like, I want to build something to help other people? Right.
So yeah, again, originally started with the videos and the cameras, and the moment where like the inception of DOST came was when I was in college, actually. So when I was in high school, I've developed my skills with video and photo and discovering music. And as I was in school and I started studying finance and econ and joined a fraternity, like I really went down that lifestyle and started kind of forgetting about like using my camera as much. I don't think I really had time for it. It's like just listening to music and discovering South Asian artists, which is like something I just did on my own time. And the moment it really became a genuine mission for me was when I was at a party. It was like a college party, and it was like pretty multicultural to an extent. And I was on aux, and I was playing, you know, Mo Bamba, of course.
Yeah,
like
what
you know.
What an era.
Yeah, that's like also side note, like Mukabala is a Mo Bamba for Desi people.
Mukabala.
Which one is that? Which one is that?
Mukabala.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I was at this party and I was on aux, and I was with one of my Desi buddies, and I'm like, oh, should I play this song? He doesn't know the artist. The cover photo is just like a brown guy. And he goes, no, bro. Nah. They're going to think we're weird.
Facts.
And have you guys seen the movie Doctor Strange?
It's been a while.
You know the moment where he gets like knocked on the forehead and his whole body flies out of it?
Yeah.
And that's what I felt in that moment. I was like, wait a second here. Like, I know when I see the white kid, the black kid, the Hispanic kid play their own music, they rock with it. And therefore, we rock with them. So why is it that the brown kid, not in the sense of the definition, but the feeling, didn't feel sexy enough to rock with their own shit? And I was like, oh my God. Like, it clicked. And I was like, music and musicians are the way that these kids in our community will feel seen and literally feel heard. And that was the moment I was like, okay, wait a second here. I know there's a few artists, and if our audience can see them, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of kids can connect with this artist, that'll also change this artist's life. And a lot of artists have to deal with the experience of like, I can't be too brown because I won't grow up. I can't be too white because I'm not white, because ultimately I won't be accepted in these spaces. And also, generally, artists shouldn't have to think of that, right? Yeah. Like, I think what's really cool is that I was a brown kid who knew every lyric to the Damn album by Kendrick Lamar. Like, how do we do that the other way around one day? And one thing I looked at, I was like, oh, these communities lifted up their artist, and then the artist was listened to the whole world, not just by their communities, but by everyone. And I was like, okay, if there is a way where we can spread this artist message to their own specific community, the community will, ultimately, it's always about the music. They'll like the music. That's like the number one filter of everything. And if the music is good and then they found out they're Desi, they're going to be ultimate champions of that artist. And for me, what I was looking for as just a fan of music was that, like, where the music itself was put number one and the culture was, it was just naturally ingrained in it. It wasn't like, hey, I'm a Desi, look at me sing, you know? Like, it's just more like, oh shit, this brown kid, Sayak Das, could be making like punk rock music in Ohio, and he's Bengali, right? Like Refma can be living in Chicago making pop music. Jawoof can be from Long Island producing EDM music. That to me is so sick. And so how do we make fans of music who are brown discover that there are people like them out there? Again, I was like a sophomore in college. I didn't know how to do it exactly.
Right, you just all these stuff. I feel like that's like the college experience. So that you get this idea. You're like, there's so much here. I'm
but like, how do I execute
it? Right, now what? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So with this grand idea of yours, you decided to move to New York to take it serious?
Well, it took some more time than that. I think, between that time I was a sophomore, so I had 2 more years of school left, and that was a moment where I decided, hey, I want to work in the music industry. And I didn't know exactly what to do, so I just started doing my research, and I read this article about this guy who signed Childish Gambino, Brockhampton, and Goldlink, 3 artists who I loved. And I was like, whoa, wait, this one guy like had to play in all of this, and these 3 artists changed my life, and he did that through all of them. I want to do that for people. And so, what's his name? Derek Arrow. He's an A&R at RCA Records. And I was like, okay, cool. I want to do this, and I want to be put in a position where eventually I can discover South Asian artists and get them signed. That was like my dream when I was in college. So I'm applying for every single internship under the sun. I'm getting rejected by every internship under the sun with a finance degree, right?
Yeah,
and being from
like this happen.
From Nevada, right? And in hindsight's 2020, but like back then I thought I could have a shot. But it's just such a the music world is such a place where your location matters, your closeness to artists matter, and closeness to culture matters. And by every mean, I wasn't close to any of it. Outside of the internet. I'm
sure that correct me if I'm wrong, but like I'm sure this has probably been done before, or like like someone has tried to do this before, where they've tried to highlight like brown artists. Why do you think it just never worked before? Like, what was stopping that?
The internet got democratized. I'm a very lucky person who had a set of skills, which is creating content at a time where if you just made something good enough, then it would blow up on TikTok and Instagram. So I think like I'm definitely not the first, but I know like there's definitely folks before me who are doing that type of work.
Just it wasn't done well.
It's not that it wasn't done well. It's just, again,
so maybe it just wasn't publicized like that.
Yeah, I mean, before if you want to start a television network or radio show, it costs a lot of money. And then also this is a growing community, and also the desi music space is so different from what it was then
really
versus
is,
now.
Man. That shit's crazy. I remember, just back in high school or college, like seeing a brown artist, it was a revelation. It was a profound moment. Like, wow, there's someone that looks like me that like has started to make music, or like you could transfer this to any sort of space, like TV,
it's like
movies,
also imagine the ripple effect of signing these people, but also just the fact that you're showcasing them on your platform, and how this not only gains an audience for these artists, but then you as an aspiring musician also feel like you can do the same thing when you feel like when before you've never seen yourself represented like that,
100%.
And then also it's like what was I gonna say? I think we were talking to Jai Wolf about this on the podcast, but similar to what you said, you don't want the fact that you're South Asian to be the forefront of why you're getting support. Like you want it to be about your music, about your work, and then your background could be like an additive type of factor. And I think we were talking about it with him, where sometimes a lot of South Asian artists or creatives feel like they have to niche down and pigeonhole themselves into the fact that they're so proud to be South Asian. Their music has to sound very like brown, but I think we should just be able to exist freely, and then we get that support. Like, why can't we be the next like pop punk or rock artist that also happens to be brown? You shouldn't have to make like Indian-esque music to get support just because you're brown, because that doesn't really apply to any other audience,
And you could tell when people do it. That's the thing. It's like, again, for me, like I run the platform that helps do this, so like I also have to walk this line every day where like discerning between the difference, because I think ultimately like it's always the artist's choice to be who they are and examine how they see they should lean in. But the moment it becomes inauthentic, you can tell. Like someone like Sid Sriram, who has over 2 million followers, he grew up as his mother as his Carnatic teacher. And he also blew up on YouTube after doing a Frank Ocean cover. And so naturally his music are going to blend these things, but in a way that's so tasteful, artistic, and purpose-driven. Whereas sometimes you'll see like the very opposite of that, where someone's like, let me just throw on like a bindi and like a drum beat and call it desi. And so for me, it's like not my place to tell someone what their music should sound like. But it's, so I'm gathering my thoughts here, because it's like it gets me pretty riled up. Like all of it has a place, in my opinion, but as soon as an audience tries to tell an artist who to become on a sonic level, then like it's all fucked. And if anything, it's like it's the job of folks like myself in the media side to find those artists, right? So it's like the artist should be doing their thing. If it's desi, awesome. If it's less desi, awesome. Whatever they want, as long as it's just true to themselves and the music sounds good ultimately. And so I'm trying to like pick more out of it.
No, I remember we had Nuash Humayun on the podcast. He's a Bengali director. I don't know if you've watched any of his films, but he said something very profound. Like it's always stuck with me. He said it better than I'm about to say, but basically that message of like, you know, all this representation stuff is cool, but at the end of the day, like if you make something really cool and like you put your face on it, like your people are gonna gravitate to it.
Exactly.
You know, and like it really doesn't have to be more complicated than that. You know, you can put like you said, as long as it is authentic and genuine to who you are, you can like spears in like a little bit of flavor of like your country, your identity, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, like you don't need to just make it a part of like the artwork if it is true to like what you're doing. At the end of the day, if it's just tasteful, people will catch on.
Exactly. I think that's the key point is like if they feel like they need to, then there's an issue. Like, you know who does it really well? Anik Khan.
Yeah,
he reps Bangla culture in a way that like genuinely got me into music for the South Asian community, because at the end of the day, he was making great music and was a great champion for the culture. Yeah, right.
And I like that, you know, he's obviously very proud to be Bangladeshi, but a lot of his music and his main message is geared towards just like the bigger population of like working class people in New York City or people of color. And, you know, he's very specific about all the different niches of people. Like he doesn't just generalize it to brown and black people, you know, he makes it specific. So yeah, absolutely. I think
you know, he was the first concert that got kicked out of.
Yeah, she got
really. I would love to know what you did.
Well, I didn't do anything specifically, but it was like,
that's what they say.
To be honest, what you did.
I was just a bystander. It was like back in like 2019 or something, and he was still kind of like starting out. It was a small event, but it was amazing. And I was inside the hall, ready to listen to his music, and I got a drink from my friend who was underage. And so I didn't know.
You can't say you didn't do anything.
Okay, did you have a fake ID as well at the time?
No, I was of age.
Okay.
I was of age. And, well, I did have a fake ID, but I think they were very strict. But anyway, and so I got her this drink. I didn't realize that the bouncers and security were, like, so on it. So immediately they saw this happen, even though I thought it was pretty slick. So they saw this exchange happen, and they were like, "Oh, come! Like, I gotta talk to you." So and you know that move, but I didn't know. I thought I thought they genuinely wanted to.
How can I help?
Right. So like they were like, "Okay, like come out of the crowd. Like we gotta talk to you. Like in the quiet." Little did I know the quiet meant like outside. So.
Yeah.
Didn't you tell this story to his sister?
I did. Yeah, I did. I told Taz about this, and she was like, "Yeah, it was funny." And then so we got kicked out. It was me and my friend. And then the entire time we were trying to get back in, so we were trying to like change our outfit to look like it was a different person disguise. So I was wearing like a flannel, so I took off the flannel, put my hair up in a bun. I was so close to getting back in, but I was wearing these very distinct pink fluffy shoes.
Oh, of course.
Where they saw that and immediately they're like, yeah, no.
So how were you close to getting in?
Because I was about to go through, but the second lady saw my shoes and she got me.
That's funny.
So we had to hear his music from outside.
What a great story you had.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for interrupting.
No, I love it.
Great conversation. No, I think the first time that I saw DOST pop up, I think it was on TikTok, and I don't remember how many followers you had, but I remember the artist. It was an artist that to this day I like reference so much and am such a big fan of, is Rahul from Tampa. I think you made a video. It was like a general video about him that had like a couple of like his songs and music videos in it.
It was the song "Come On Inside, Who Am I?"
And then we played it.
Yeah. I saw that video, and I think like one, of course, I became such a big fan of like his music, but also I like that's how I discovered you. Then I went through like the rest of the profile, and I was like, wow, I've never seen this. Somebody that's like their mission is to highlight like our people, because I think for the longest time I always thought it was just
Florida, like you.
Yeah, it's from Tampa. Yeah, I hit him up, like we chopped it up. I was like, you're fucking an hour away from me. And was like, yeah, I always thought it was just too niche. Like there's not enough. Like surely he's gonna run out of people like if he keeps doing this. But it's like, again, we live in like a time when like people, like our people have become so comfortable and confident, like through like the age of like social media, TikTok, whatever, to begin making music. And there's new brown musicians that are just recording their first song today, and it's like such an amazing thing. And I think the first time I saw your page, it was an experience, because I was like, wow, like I think the same kind of revelation that you had at that time, that's when I realized like, oh, this is something that is possible, you know. So apart from like the videos doing well, you know, like personally, like if I'm being honest, it was a big moment for me, because I was like, wow, like again, I'm speaking in a circle, but I think it's very important for like artists to see the page, also just like regular people that are also kind of like in the space or doing their own thing, like wow, like people are devoting their time into like highlighting just our people, and it's such a beautiful thing.
That's cool, man. It's cool to hear it in person, because I feel like I'm just on the internet, so nothing's real.
I
feel like I go to Lulu. But you know, the thing for me that's really interesting is like ultimately, like I'm just a fan. Like I just like posting about stuff that I like. So even like the title curator and this and that, like I hate. Or like sometimes folks will be like, can I get feedback on music? And I'm like,
boy,
but I cannot give you feedback. I just like I know what I like, and I post about it. And I think like I definitely don't want to be the person who sees themselves as an authority on anything. It's just more so like, this is sick. Oh, and this person's brown. Let's fucking go. And so yeah, like guys like Rahul really like, and also for me it's inspiring. Like when I like have the best part for anyone who's into music is the discovery process. And so like that moment for you is a moment of discovery that was really fun, because then you start digging and digging and digging. For me, I get to do that all the time, where like my job is I get to like scroll on the internet, see something that really excites me, and then I get the added bonus of sharing it, you know. And yeah, like it's a lot of fun. And I got to a lucky place where, like my TikTok algorithm is so cracked where like I will see like a desi artist with like 5 likes and 100 views per video.
And it just shows up to you.
And it shows up to me, and I'm like, this is sick.
That's the next video.
You know, that's the next video. We got it.
Because I was gonna ask you, I was like, how do you discover these people? But I didn't realize it was like you see them when they don't even see this as like a full-time thing or a possible thing, and then you're
TikTok's
kind of the one to spotlight.
Yeah,
that's
TikTok's
awesome.
powerful, man.
It's a mixture of a lot, but TikTok, it was in the beginning mainly TikTok, and TikTok also created a really dope South Asian creative community in 2021 when I first went to New York, because again, I think because of COVID, a lot of people had to go to TikTok. And a lot of artists specifically had to go to TikTok. Meanwhile, there's like a lot of brown kids making content. Like that's how I met my buddy Tej. If you guys are familiar with Tej Patel, he's a really awesome director and creator, and at the time he was making really amazing content about like his life and what it's like to like be a creator. We in each other's DMs all the time, and then we all eventually hopped on a Zoom call, and then eventually came to visit New York, and I begged him to move here. And around that time, so I'm sure you probably went through this as a creative yourself, or a creator specifically, is that like you make all these internet and online friends, and guess what? Everything's happening in New York at that time, and everyone's back outside again. So yeah, all that to say is TikTok was a main form of discovery. And then the next forms of discovery were people submitting their music, which have a new submission form out that I'm doing better to check. And then 3, just like people hitting me up directly and sharing music. So yeah.
How do you feel like your life and your career path with this has changed since you've moved to New York?
New York is everything. I owe New York my whole life, man. Like it's like I came to New York because when I was saying at the time I was applying to all those jobs and got rejected, I spent 6 months post-graduation. I couldn't even get a job in finance. And I've always wanted to live in New York. My first memory is watching Spider-Man 1. And
OG. Solid.
And then when I moved here every summer, when my mom moved here, I like see like the skyline, like, oh, I want to be in that. And so after I graduated, I spent 6 months struggling to find any work. And I went out with my buddies, and we had quite a night. And it's like 6, 7 in the morning, and on some uncle shit, I had $150 of Alaska Air credit, And then I woke up the next day with a one-way flight.
What the hell? Just like that.
Just like that.
You flew Alaska Air from Nevada to New York.
To New York.
Alaska Air. No TVs, no Wi-Fi, just straight silence.
Raw.
Did you have a check-in bag? Like, what did we have?
Of course not.
You know that AP Dylan? I had 2 bags when I moved to Canada. I had 2 bags when I moved to New York.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, and I spent like 5-6 months spiraling, like just enjoying the city, trying to figure out my life, and I'd work at Kolkata Chai every day because
I didn't know
dude, I used to like Ani from Kolkata Chai to email him in college, hoping I could get a job. You know, like so I was like tapped into like the scene because the internet, Twitter at the time was big, and so like there was definitely like a world where I really wanted to be in that. So I'd work out of there just for inspiration. Then I think 4 or 5 months went by, and I spent that much time because I was trying to figure out the name for those. And then I remembered my dad would call his best friend Dosto. So I was like, oh, that's great. Because for a few reasons, I've heard the music industry can be very like slimy. Brown people in general are like crabs in a barrel. And I was like, okay, there's like these 2 issues. And right now, the thing that South Asian music culture specifically needs is like unity. So then, because like one famous brown person is not enough. You know, you need dozens, if not hundreds, so then eventually it's just normal. Like brown, like hopefully in 10 years from now, like those doesn't really need to exist in terms of mission. It's just a fun place to discover brown artists, right? And so the name came up, and at that time TikTok was available, and I was DMing every A&R, every music industry person for like a job or a shadow, and I couldn't get anyone's time. And now that I'm in it, I get why no one has time, because everyone's hustling and everyone's broke at the same time. But they're having so much fun doing it. And I was like, you know what, I have TikTok, I'll just make videos with artists I fuck with, and then maybe that'll give me like access to this world.
You know, I love the fact that you came here just randomly to New York, moved your whole life to start this mission, but not really knowing how to do it, not really having the funding to do it. You were just so passionate about it, and you were kind of like, okay, screw it, if my parents don't really support me, I'm still gonna do it anyway. And regardless of the fact that you DM'd so many people, you tried getting in reach to like get the support, get them on your platform, and you didn't get that response, you still did it on your own. So I feel like a lot of people miss out on that fact, because a lot of people are trying to make money now, like really quickly, especially on social media, and they just think it'll come, they'll blow up or whatever the case is. But you still stuck with it even though it wasn't monetizable right away.
We still haven't done a ticketed event. We're almost 4 years old, because there's just so much cultural work to do before trying to be like, you know, let me get some money, you know.
Was that Patrick?
I don't know, just whoever has like a curly mustache that's like evil looking. You know?
But my question is like, how do you keep that passion going? Because like, especially in New York, it's not cheap. You have to pay the bills. So how do you keep it going and still stay so motivated when you know there's so many other expenses, and like you just feel like you're not doing enough because you're not making that money?
I mean, a lot of delusion, it helps a lot. And then, you know, like I also love shooting and directing, so I'm lucky enough to have like gigs come, and you know, I've been able to DJ more, which is like a side quest that I didn't expect to happen. And so there's things that I've like been able to do to like supplement that. But like for those specifically, I mean, I think it just came down to like, well, like I'm obsessed with this, and kind of like you said, a lot of people just like, no one will give them the job, this and that, and the older I get, the more I realize it's actually not that simple. It's not like, oh, no one believes in me, no one gives a shit. It's like, no, people, like, you might just not fit in someone's life at the right time. Or like at the end of the day, it's just like, it's like you need to kind of have a portfolio. You have to give before you get. You have to give before you ask. And so like as like a younger person, it's just like keep creating, keep doing, and it's like funny when you look back on it, but not in the moment. Where like it's like as soon as you start giving, somehow the world finds a way. You get that email in your inbox asking you to do something you dreamed of doing, you know. And so like my philosophy in all of it is like you have to give and give before you get or you ask for anything. And you'll find that you'll be in places where you want to be, because you can kind of define who you are as like a creative person, you know, or as a person in general, you know. It's like if you want to be an amazing painter, like go figure out what your like paintings look like, go discover like what your identity is, and then that will eventually, and be loud about it. That was the biggest thing that my buddy Meg taught me. He's like, be loud about what you do, because no one else can vouch for you except yourself. Or if people are vouching for you, ultimately, like, you have to vouch for yourself too. Because as soon as you start putting in the work and building yourself and then telling everybody about it, that'll get you where you want to be. And so for me, in that case, it was making videos about musicians that I really liked. And it opened doors to, like, going, seeing awesome concerts and interviewing cool artists and getting to live even more in the world that I, like, was obsessed with before, you know? So
on that, I would love to know, cause you've been running the page for a couple years now. It's like, you said 4 years.
Almost, yeah.
And I had been following the page for quite some time, and you were always doing well, but of course it was never anything massive, you know? So tell me about some of, like, the key, like, defining moments that you've had in like the growth of the page that have made it into, you know, something that is like the size of it today.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, like, the team around me that I'm so lucky to have. Guys like Amit, who's helped me navigate the music industry. People like, you know, Anki, who helps, like, produce all our events. People like Manu, who's like one of the first, like, college kids to, like, hit me up and, like, and like help me curate, and Dara, who helps, like, us with, like, more back end stuff. And so first and foremost, like, recently, like, that was a big reason to have more people believe in the mission and understand, like, what you have to do in the background to, like, grow a page. And then moments specifically, I mean, the Rahul moment, like, 2-3 years ago, was one of the first videos that, like, really blew up, and we got to see it help someone. That was a moment where I realized, like, the work was really important. That video specifically, because it was, like, so cool to see it, like, an artist fan base grow.
That's probably something cool that maybe you didn't even think about beforehand, like, when making the page. Was like, wow, like, these videos can actually also help the artist, you know, like, on top of, like, it just being a creative outlet for me. So
100%. Gosh, I'm trying to think of other big moments. The moment almost right when I ran out of all my money, my first year in, one of, like, my mentors, like, you need to meet the CEO of Def Jam. And I go, no, absolutely not. I'm too young. And he goes, just trust me, like, talk to him. They're signing a new artist. And I was like, all right, fine. I ended up talking to his assistant instead. But by the end of the call, like, I keep asking questions with the diaspora and, like, the community and our audience. And around that time, we had, like, 50K on, like, TikTok and, like, not that much on Instagram. And she's like, no, we're trying to hire you guys. And I go, huh? I'm like, what do you mean hire us?
What's that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? And then they're like, no, like, we want you to help, like, get into, like, the to, like, market to this community. And I go, what? And then, like, of course I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll get you a good proposal next week. And that was really cool, because that was the first time where I got to work with a record label, and that was the first time I got to work with an artist at a record label, and, like, I got to learn the ins and outs of all that stuff, and to, like, more so be on the artist side and, like, help them create moments. Like, I was helping running their Instagram, helping advising and, like, you know, with my partner as well, like, storytelling, and then eventually that opportunity working so closely with the artists, because, again, like, I get to enjoy being a part of this, like, the South Asian internet community, but also, since I'm a shooter, I got asked to go on a tour with him and Bon Iver and shoot all of it.
That's crazy.
And so
amazing.
Super crazy.
So it's like, that was a moment where, like, it really taught me the mechanics of the music world and the music business behind the scenes of what it takes to really help an artist grow, specifically in the States. And then too, it taught me what it was like to be with an artist and sleep with an artist, like, physically next to each other in a bus, not like that.
Nothing else.
As I said, it sounded crazy. And be around a bunch of people like that and document them and learn when to, like, observe and when to participate.
Did learning and witnessing everything that is going on in the background, did it deter you at all? Like, this is too much. This isn't what I was expecting.
No, it was awesome. I mean, I think about it all the time, how like, it makes me appreciate the industry more, and also helps me appreciate the people behind the scenes so much more. Like, the amount of work, because, like, there's so many, like, unsung heroes, like A&Rs and producers and people, and, like, just people that you would never, like digital marketing coordinators, like, people who spend all day emailing publications just because they really like an artist and they hope they, like, get publicized, you know, like, that type of stuff people only do because they really care about it. And so for me, there's like the magic that you get to experience as a fan, like, there's also a lot of enjoyment of creating the magic too.
And I think also like being around people like that motivates you, because you're like, damn, there's all these people working so hard and I'm just another one of them also working hard on my mission. And it makes you feel more abundant, especially if you grow up in a community or a mindset where it's very scarce and you're kind of like shunned from going towards your dreams because it's not really done that much in your community, or like your parents are telling you to be more realistic or whatever it is. When you move to New York and you see all these people hustling, or you go on tour with these creative people and you're like, damn, a lot of these people may be struggling or whatever it is, but they're really working hard towards a dream, and like if they can do it, why can't I do it? You know?
And you realize you're not alone. And I think you know, specifically like on the difficult side of being on the South Asian side, right? So I had a plug. Is that, you know, in our culture that we grew up thinking it's gonna be a lonely process, and it can be unless you make a good decision to like find community. And one thing that's really special about the New York desi creative community is that it's like we all have to wear the suit of armor back home with our families to like protect our mental states about doing what you get to do, but then you just get to link up and lock in together and pass around opportunity and inspiration and just do the fun part, which is ultimately the work, you know. Like I love that my buddy has a shoot and he's like, yo, can you help color this, can you be on set, or vice versa. I love that if there's a musician, they can hit me up to help make them a video. Like in creative work, it's all about community, because like most people have colleagues in the office. Your colleagues in many cases is your community and your friends, you know. And some people might have some like thoughts about that, but man, what a pretty fucking cool line of work that you get to cook and create with your friends. And as long as you nurture that, like you will find that abundance, because as soon as you find yourself locking into that scarcity mindset and being like, I don't have this, I don't have that, these opportunities, this and that, which again is fair to feel that way. Like I don't want to make anyone feel bad for thinking that, but there's a moment where you have to ultimately decide like that you're not alone and that there are people like you. You just have to go out and find them. And when you do, like bring positive energy with you. And then you will be surprised and ecstatic to find out how many fun opportunities will come your way. So,
how do you think that you've nurtured this community? Because I think there is sometimes a bad rep with brown communities, especially because some people might be jealous, or they're trying to like undercut you, or there's that scarcity mindset or competition, whatever it is. So like, do you feel like you just always naturally had them? I mean, talking to you, it seems like you're the type of person that always gives without getting anything or expecting anything in return, and that's why you get that type of community around you as well who think the same. But do you think that this is something natural, where like the great people who also are open to sharing and caring for your art and this and that have come around you, or have you had bad experiences before?
I think I'm lucky in the sense that I've avoided a lot of that experience. I think ultimately because I decided to name the brand DOST, and so I'm like legally obligated to not be an asshole. But like, just genuinely, I think when I moved to New York, I dealt with a lot of that before. I dealt with a lot of that negativity, and I made a very conscious decision that I don't want that in my life as a human being, not as like someone who works in the creative space. And luckily I've gotten to attract that type of people as well. But I mean, that stuff is gonna exist, and like you have to do your best to like keep yourself at like, what's it called, like a standing distance, like a safe distance away from all of that. But you'll like, it's a lot more sustainable when you find genuine friendships and people who uplift your work. And when we talk about competition, like in all of this, your biggest competition is yourself. Because someone's doing better than you, it's not like you're gonna get any better. It's not like a literal like running a race or a driving race. It's like, oh, that's the moment you have to look in the mirror and be like, what can I do to be even better at what I do? You know,
I feel like I am so curious as a creator to know some of the ways you stand out on social media, making these videos and showcasing it to the world. Like, do you feel like you have a secret sauce or a type of method that sets you apart?
What's the sauce?
Yeah.
So on curation type videos, so there's like two worlds. There's the DOST videos. On those videos, the videos that ultimately blow up are artists who make really good music and have insane visuals, right? All I have is just a format that I just say meet this person, right? That's not incredibly novel. I think what I do well is I chop it up really well. I put it all together. I like have a good quality audio microphone, and I have the bones. But ultimately on the DOST side, what video is gonna go viral is a musician who makes really amazing music videos and really amazing music. That's the ultimate filter, right? So I don't claim to have like some secret sauce to be like, this is gonna blow up because I post it. No, I just really like something because you can tell when an artist puts in a lot of work. On my side as like a creator, I think for me, I just really like to pay a lot of attention to the little details, like the fonts and the audio quality and the color grading, and that to me is fun. And so, you know, people can stand out in different ways. For me, I really enjoy making what might be the most simple type of content into the most OD process possible. Like the interviews we shoot with artists that are like not podcast style, we're shooting that on like a black magic Ursa that's like this big. Like I come away with file sizes of like, you know, 200 to 300 gigs after I walk away, which is like not sustainable at all.
My goodness.
You know, like I gotta figure that out. Honestly, it's not as sustainable, but I can't help it. Like I like to make things look like movies, and I'm still like nowhere near as close as like where I want to be, but I feel like a lot closer to where I want to be for sure.
I won't lie, Regine, I see a lot of people stealing the sauce on social media these days. I feel
really?
I see a lot of DOST knockoffs. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
He was talking about it before you came.
I'm sure you don't want to name drop. It's okay. I'm sure you've seen a little bit too, but I see a lot of people, you know, trying to copy the format, and I'm just like, let my boy have it.
You know what? That's fucking awesome. I love that, man. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, like, I can't be the only brown page covering brown artists. I have a very specific sense of taste. Like, I would love for like a Punjabi version or even the same exact thing come up because they might see things that I don't. And also, ultimately, it's better for the artist because, again, on the media side, you like imagine if you're a desi artist and you want to do like this is me thinking of like behind the scenes of the magic. If you want to do a media campaign, I can go on DOST, I can go on X, Y, and Z and really share this message, right? That's awesome. I know at the end of the day that like this person isn't as novel as like I want to think it is. What I can do is like make the best quality content I can. If someone does it the same way and like they do it really well and or make it better, then I'm in a position to be like, okay, what can I do to do it better? You know?
What a sweetheart.
No, but it's for real, right?
But you know, a lot of people don't think like that. A lot of people are like, damn, they're knockoffs. How can I like do better than them so they can't copy me anymore? Or like, how can they fail?
Well, then that means that they don't really care about the mission that they so supposedly are fighting for. You know, like I love Diaspora. I love Brown History. I love Pop Shift. I love what all of them are doing because they provide something to the table. And also, for me, behind the scenes, we all like know each other, so it's a lot less lonely, you know. And like you said, like figuring out the business side of it all and this and that. It's like it really takes a community to do it. It really takes friends to do it. And like there will be opportunities that come to me that I can't quite take, but I know one of these guys can. Happily share it to them, you know. And again, at the end of the day, if the whole goal is highlighting really dope artists, the more the merrier. Sure, maybe I'll see someone make like an exact meat video, and I can go. And I get when people like send me the videos like, bro, they're taking your sauce, and I'm like, dude, the sauce is for everybody, man. Like what
a sweetheart, man.
We love a non-gatekeeping.
That's why you're gonna be successful, man. You got that embedded thought process.
Because I love that you're so obsessed with your mission, where you want others to eat at the same table as you, but like you're so obsessed with it where you're tunnel visioned and you don't really care about like any other type of struggles or hurdles that try to stop you, you know. Even if you're not making money when you first start, like you're still gonna keep going. If you don't have the support, you're still gonna keep going. And I think whenever I talk to any successful creative or business owner, that's like their biggest thing, where they're so obsessed with it, and in the beginning they're scrappy with it. They're not scared to be perfect, or they're not scared to make mistakes because they just want to get started, you know. Like a lot of us have perfectionism, and that prevents us from being where we want to be because we don't start. But then at the end of the day, you just never start. You just have all these ideas and then you're just scared to get there, you know. And I love the fact that you just started even when you didn't know much about the industry. You just got into it, you know.
I mean, like I said earlier, like the only competition is really yourself, you know. So it's like when someone makes a video, I'll look at that and rather than being pissed, I'm like, fuck, I wish I made that. You know, sometimes I'll feel that way.
Yeah.
But that like just pushes me to want to create more. And I think if you are a person who does anything and really has like a very specific goal, that when you see others do something you wish you did, like take a moment and breathe and ask yourself like what else you need to do to become better. Yeah. And not focus that energy on being angry. Facts. Because if you do, that's going to reflect in like even your work or even the way you talk about yourself. You know, I think like at the end of the day, like I am not performing heart surgery or brain surgery. Like it's not that serious. Like the only thing that's serious to me is like how important it is to share these artists or share my work to other people. That's real. You know, I love that. Like what's
that boy's an artist.
You know,
that's
like,
real.
That's it. Like I know it's really frustrating. That's the thing that frustrates me is it's just like when I don't know, it's like it sounds super corny, but have you like read The Artist's Way? I feel like a lot of people have. You know, it's like it's this thing where I think that book also helped me get over my family thing, what we talked about earlier, which is like it really I spent like hundreds of those pages, not hundreds, but you know, like 30 of those pages being like, I gotta get over my mom and dad not liking what I do, you know. But like it really helped to do that, because then it decentered myself from my own work and like my own family's thoughts. But what really struck to me from that book was like saying like the ideas you have aren't yours. It's like there's like this pool of like godly, divine, whatever it is, and you pull from it. And if you have an idea and you don't get it out, someone else will pull from that pool.
I remember that part too.
And it really helped me approach everything in that way. It's like it's like if someone does something that I should have done, I'm like, they pulled from it, you know, from earlier than I did, and that's awesome. But that means I just gotta like you know, like
act on it right when you think of it too.
Yeah, big time. Like that's a big thing, is like, especially if you are like a painter, a musician or something, where like your life is tied to like physically putting something together. It's like like if it's 1 or 2 in the morning and that thing comes in your head, get the fuck out of bed and make it. Because that's like when usually the sauce happens. Even like the biggest video we ever did, like I'll spend 4 or 5 hours on a video most of the time. I'll get like a few hundred likes, maybe 1,000. Like every video that I've had blown up without fail has been something that's taken me 30 minutes, an hour to do. And I did that wasn't on my content schedule for the week. You know,
that just like came to you out of nowhere, and it was maybe trending in that moment too.
And I think you know what I really get to enjoy is like when something wasn't trending and we make a video and it blows up. You know, that's like so awesome. Like the Hanuman Khan video, that song was out for about 2 weeks and it was like picking up, but it didn't like blow up, and then we posted it, 2 million likes.
Yeah, I remember
overnight.
I remember when I saw that.
And then when you have that moment again, like outside of like enjoying like curating and like finding artists, like then the content creator in me is like, okay, we need to double down. What do we do here? And then it's like 11:53 p.m. and then I see a clip like iShowSpeed reacting to the video. Boom. Okay, clip that, make a thing. That video gets 1 million likes overnight. You know, and so the biggest thing you can do is like once you follow that seed of intuition, then that intuition like gives you something in return, give straight back to it. Because and I'm sure you guys have been through that before. Like make that follow up video, and I think that's like what's it called, like 101 or 102 or 103 level sauce. But it's very important that if you're starting out and you have a moment, don't like sit on it. Like for sure, repost it. Trial reels. I repost viral videos on trial reels all the time to go viral over again.
Really?
All the time.
I love trial reels, but I was telling him apparently my account doesn't have it anymore, even though I had it when it first came out. But like every other account that I'm signed into on Instagram has it, but except my account.
But enough for her.
I also saw that your one video with about Zoran when he was like a rapper. That did really well as well. Like that was back in June, right?
Yeah, I did that. That's one of my biggest videos ever.
Really?
Ever. I have like 100,000 likes on it right now. I hit 100K. It's still blowing up.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like current. You know, he's like the most popular man right now.
So popular. Like that one was definitely more of a you know, if you make that video, it's gonna do really well.
Yeah.
But did not talk about his policy at all. I literally treated that video like any other meat video. I said, meet Mr. Cardamom. That's funny. And I said, here is 3 songs.
I saw that you commented and you were like, oh, I guess like this is my way of like talking about a politician and
why did this
one
do so?
Yeah.
What's going on with this
endorsing
guy?
them without actually endorsing
this
them.
is my endorsement.
Yeah, my endorsement.
That's funny.
I try to I do my best to stay in my lane in terms of like the internet and content. Like like there was like a musical seed right there, and I was like, that was like a no-brainer.
Yeah. But I love the fact that you're able to also be kind of unbiased with it. Like when you do post these type of content, you're not putting a full opinion on. You're kind of just like, oh, this is introducing them, you know. And then other people, if it's controversial, they can put in their thoughts. And I think that also fuels the fire. Yeah. Because like if it is a music video, like I can't remember if it was your page who posted it or diaspora or one of them, where it was like one of those female artists, and she like dressed up as like a Hindu deity or something like that. Like a goddess or something like that.
Yes, I know this person, Tommy Genesis.
Yeah, and I remember there was a lot of like controversial comments on it, talking about how it might not be right, and then some people were loving it. But it's like things like that. It's obviously not your musician, it's not your work, but you're just kind of platforming them. Yeah. And then other people have their thoughts on it, you know, which, you know, brings in conversation. And then at the end of the day, they get support, right. You know?
And I wouldn't like consider myself like a journalist. Yeah. You know, I think people have called me that before. And I think there's people who like go to school for it and like have a lot of like, spend a lot of time like really trying to tell like a perfect story. I don't like, we're like starting to like do that on our page, but like I'm not the one doing it. Like we just had have you guys ever heard of Actually Listening?
Of what?
A friend of mine, Tara Chopra, an incredible like A&R curator, storyteller. She's like starting to do deep dives and just did one recently for our page where like that's the type of stuff I can't do. Like I'm very good at like finding what I like and sharing it. They're really, really good at like figuring out the details and the backstory and sharing that. And so like at least in the content I make, like I enjoy that. I know there's room for that type of content.
Yeah, adds like another layer to your page.
Yeah, and so and then that was a moment for me where I was like we should invite someone new on here to like do that. Cool.
I've also seen like a lot of people talk about how you should hire people that are better than you on your team so you can learn from them and they can add such a crazy layer that you didn't even think about or not qualified for, you 100%. Know, like don't hire people that are just like below you so you can control them.
Yeah, big time. Like I mean for me as we grow, it's like the goal is to like train people and get them cracked. And like my like again for me, like as I get older, like hell yeah, I want people that are like better than me, you know, because again it ultimately serves the greater mission. Like I've heard about situations where like people get mad when like their employee is better at them at something, and I'm like,
nah, I need that,
bro. Take your whole ego out of it. You hired someone for a reason, you know. Like so,
on that note, where is the future of DOST, man? Like where are we going?
Oh, good question. For 2026, we want to like throw more events and more parties, and we want to activate in real life. I think we spent a lot of time in the years prior just inside, and I think that was a good thing, you know. Even for me as a human, I just need to develop and figure out what it all look like. In 2025, been really, really like lucky this year where we did, I think, 4 to 5 events, 2 of them being with Amazon Music, which was like a huge, amazing moment for us, you know, like.
Lovely event too. I attended the first one, couldn't go to the second one. And I was telling her before you came, like, we've been to, like, she's been to a ton, like, we've been to a handful of, like, these brown community events. And, like, there's pros and cons to them all. But, like, the one that I went to with yours, like, I feel like the crowd was, like, the perfect crowd. Like, the audience was great. Everyone that was there, like, everyone was fly. Everyone was cool. Like, the energy was good. And it's, like, I had never experienced, like, that much, like that type of crowd out of any event that I had been to. And I'm sure she would have felt the same if she went. So what, like, that event is my own reference, like my only reference, but I very much enjoy like the events that you throw.
I love to
and
hear
I think
that.
It's like the perfect situation.
It's super dope that you said that. I think like again for me, like in the creative spaces where everyone's like super fly and cool, you think, oh fuck, they're gonna be like the worst people. And I think we've been like really, really intentional about finding the fly people and then like bringing in like the DOST environment. Like it's DOST for a reason, you know. It's just people are friends who happen to be fly and support each other. And so we started doing more events like that for, you know, the creatives in our community, just to celebrate them. And then recently we just did our first like real public event at like a nightclub. And that was the first time where we got to meet the audience. Amazing, super nice, kind people who just love music. So like the intentions are pure with everyone there, and we're just dancing to like 3-4 in the morning. Arini, Vani performed, Offering Rain, incredible artists. And you know, for us, that's like our first steps into it. But like, to answer your big question, like what the future for DOST is, like my goal is to have a festival. I would love to have a huge festival, take to LA, New York, Singapore, India, Bangladesh, you know. That's gonna take a lot of time, but for me it's important that we start small, lean into the community, and build next year. I want to, you know, bring back our podcasts. I want to really like take time to like build out our shows and have like more proper like properties, you know, like we're gonna have the podcast, we have the meet videos, we have these deep dives that Dara do, and really just expand and become like, you know, a network, like complex in a way.
I think that's the coolest part, is there's so many places that you can take it, and like obviously it's gonna be hard to delegate, and like you never want to spread yourself too thin, but it's so cool that you've built something that has such a strong foundation. You can literally take anywhere that you want to go. So
it'll be fun.
Very cool, man. Do you want to run us through, all of our beautiful listeners, run us through some of these career highlights that you've had? Because you've done a lot, man. Yeah, I mentioned 2 in the beginning. This man documented the South Asians at Coachella in what year was that?
23 or 4. Yeah.
So super recently he's done that. Events at Amazon Music. Please tell us some more about some of these beautiful, fun things you've done.
Oh gosh, I'm glad you brought up Coachella. I went to Coachella with Jai Wolf in I think 2023 or 2024, and I was essentially like covering him as DOST. So like I was at his hip the whole time. I got to go backstage in the artist villages.
That's cool.
I see like YG and then like some like K-pop stars like with their trailers right next to each other. I got to go on stage shooting iPhone content, not even like a Sony FX3, like just an iPhone and a gimbal,
so cool.
And like seeing 50,000 people screaming the music, and like it was such a beautiful experience because there's also so many brown people at that time performing, like Diljit, Charlie XCX, a few others, and they were making a documentary, so I could be featured in that documentary. It was called Ascension, and super dope to be a part of it. And like have like a 15-20 second moment and be like, hey look, mom and dad, this is real. That was super cool. I think the other thing was I mentioned earlier, like getting to go on tour with sriram. He was opening for Bon Iver, and we had like a proper tour bus.
It's crazy.
So cool.
It was ridiculous. Like I learned that like if you're the artist, you want to be in the middle bunk, because if you're in the top bunk, it sways too much, you'll get sick. The bottom bunk, you're too close to the ground, it shakes.
Yeah, you got the top.
Yeah, I got the top.
That boy don't. You don't need to be on stage.
Yeah, that's not for me. I'm not on stage. So and then like there's like, it's so cool because like you're in this tour bus, and the back area has like a little table and a hangout area. And he would practice his Carnatic vocals. He'd do these exercises. And so as he was doing that, I was just sitting there and editing. And it was so nice. It's like having someone like essentially like one of the most legendary singers from South India, like serenade you essentially.
It's a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream. I'm like editing his content. And I was like, that was a really special experience because I learned what it's like to be on the road and like be in like Fargo, North Dakota, and just like rip cigs outside and just like kick it with like the whole like crew, like the lighting guys, the drummers, and to see like the whole country. I was in like I think Montana, like Idaho, Oregon, Utah. You like it's like teleporting, bro. I swear to God, because it's like when you're in a road trip, it kind of sucks. So you're sitting in your car like this. I can walk up and down the bus and just chill. We stop, grab some food, and so you just go to bed while the car's moving, and you wake up. And I remember one memory where I'm like out, and I think we're in Montana, and like we're in the mountains. No one is in the car, and so I'm like, where the hell is everybody? And I like walk out, and the thing was like on a slant, and it was like I'm surrounded by just like evergreen trees and hills, and I hear like the stream of a river, and then
the place in heaven.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, there's exactly. I step out, and as I'm like, okay, I have no idea where anyone is. I'll just follow this trail to the river. And again,
no one told you.
Before, like we were in another like small ass town in the Midwest, and I have no idea where we are. So I'm like, I wake up in the Garden of Eden, basically.
Right, he's in Narnia.
And then as I get closer to the stream, I can hear the stage, and Bon Iver is doing sound check. If you're not familiar with Bon Iver, it's like one of the most legendary, bands in the world. Like they've inspired like the biggest artists. So their music is playing. I get closer to the stream, and I see the whole band, like our band, like just chilling in the water, kicking it, drinking beers, and like doing the thing. And I was like, that was like memories like that on tour is like such a special experience, because I was like, oh, most people never have this experience. And like, I just for once get to be a witness of it. That's the best part about being someone behind the camera, is that like you kind of get to live through it from other people's perspectives in a way. So like, of course I'm enjoying it, but I'm thinking the whole time like, wow, I can't wait to show the people what this experience feels like. It's like you're like a walking voyeur, if that makes sense. So that was one of them I really enjoyed. Trying to think of anything else. It's been a fun year.
Billboards. Let's not forget about those billboards.
Oh yeah. So there's this really dope Bengali artist called his name is Nafeesisboujee.
Yeah, shout out Nafees.
Shout out Nafees, man. I love him to death. That's like my brother. Like we met because he DM'd me. He's like, hey, I'm 19 years old. I'm a Bangladeshi artist. Like the sweetest person ever. And like I was like, wow, like usually I don't get to meet a lot of Bengalis, especially in like the bedroom pop space. And he was so earnest and so kind. And like when I first met him, I was trying to pay for a cha, and he pushed me. He shoved me.
Thank God.
And you know, like when when you have like your big bros and you get old enough to pay for their stuff, like you like, and you do, and they get mad at you, like genuinely mad. You're like, why are you mad? Like it's what brown people do. But that was the first time I had someone considerably younger for me to do that for me. I got pissed. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, don't pay. But all that to say is like we got to spend like, a year and a half like shooting together, and one of the pieces of short form content we made got put on a billboard in Times Square.
Yeah, it did.
By YouTube Shorts, and then one other time when he dropped his album. And so that was a really cool experience to like see your work. I think you guys had that before as like a Times Square billboard. Yeah. Because I feel like it's the most on some desi shit, the most explainable things you can show your parents. Like, look,
easy peasy. Look, Times Square.
But the thing is, it's like international, it's universal. Like,
exactly.
It's not even just desi. Like, everyone understands that. It's huge.
Exactly. It's like just like a general milestone. But what was special about it to me was like I got to share it with someone like I met online, who's Bengali and musician, and it was like at the end of the day, it's like was him, and like I just got to know, oh wow, I got to shot that. Or get to shoot that. So
and you helped him get there too.
Huh?
You helped him get there
for sure.
A little bit, but like at the end of the day, I like to think of it as like me like being a part of this like the process.
Yeah,
like especially with musicians and anyone with any sort of talent is like, of course, the people along the way really help out, but like when they're good, they're gonna get there. And so like for me, as someone who like spends a lot of time behind the scenes like working with artists, is just like I kind of, again, not to say I'm not confident about like my work, but I do view it as a blessing to be on a ride with someone, you know, like that's really what it is like, especially when you're with an artist and they have a moment, they have the song. For him it was Stephanie, for Sid it was like Dear Sahana, it's like as soon as that moment happens, something goes viral, like the ride begins, like the roller coaster just drops. And then now you're like, okay, what's next? What music video to shoot? What content do we have to shoot? Like what page do we got to get on? And it's like a constant chase every day, and you're responding to emails at 2 and 3 in the morning because time matters. And so the most fun I have is like going on sprints with artists, because like at that point it's no one's choice. It's like they can't even stop because like there's a moment, like you have to double down on a moment. And so
that's thrilling.
But ultimately, like what was amazing about that was like I got to do it with like another Bengali brother, and and so that was really special. He's a good guy.
Cool. Damn. The boy's been up to a lot. Your most recent side quest, you want to tell us like how you picked up the DJ board? Now you're DJing at Jawolf's show at Elsewhere. I think my main question is like, nowadays kind of a meme with my DJ board right there, like everyone and their mother's a DJ. How, like, when you start your journey, like how do you plan on like sticking out in like the oversaturation
also
of DJs?
Just like being in front of the camera now, like you're so used to being behind it and making other people's dreams come true, while also obviously your dream, but now you're kind of front facing. Like, how has that been for you?
It's weird. I'm not as used to it, but I'm having fun with it. like you said, everyone and their mother's a DJ, myself included. I'm like, my girlfriend's friends like, oh, your boyfriend's a DJ, right? And I'm like, whoa, it's like a very new thing. I mean, you know, my older brother's a DJ, so he got me into music. I think, but I never like picked it up. I think I did pick it up in like 2022, and I just kept it for my friends, like house parties with their friends. Nothing serious, because like for me, like I love music, and I don't only listen to South Asian music, you know. I listen to a lot of electronic music. I listen to a lot of like hip hop music. Like I love deep house and tech house, and like I love like Justice and like Sebastian, like people who are just like tech, you know, all that, that whole world. And I think being around like guys like a How to Dream and Ja Wolf led me to a lot of after parties where there was decks on the tables. And so like one, it was like a genuine like just extension of like my love for music, but then two, like when these opportunities came, like, oh man, I'd love to share it more. And but I never had a plan to like be public about it. But when we did that first party with Amazon, you know, we had a moment where we wanted to highlight a musician. So we had at the beginning of the events, we have the DJs, and at the end we have a musician come. In that case, it was like Refma and Code at that event specifically. And someone had to play their music on the decks while they sung. And so naturally I was, you know, I'll do it. I posted a few clips, and everyone's like, you're a DJ? Awesome. You should do this gig. And I go, fuck it. Let's try it out. And so over the course of, I think that was July. Since then, I've done like, you know, like 15, like 10 gigs. I did like with Anik Khan. He invited me to do the Manasa soundstage for Planet Brooklyn. Awesome. That was really fun. And it was awesome because like I got to play Bengali music, which I usually just play a lot of house music and a lot of like electronic music. And so that was like a fun experience because it allowed me to like crate dig and everything. And so I was like up to like 3 a.m. on like Bandcamp, and I found like Lokitera, which is like either a band or a project, where it was this guy in England, and he brought like producers who make reggae music and Bengali vocalists, and he made a whole Bengali reggae project. Cool. And like there's like one song called like Badam something, so they talk about peanuts. They have more, so like if there's a moment to like play a Lokitera song, you should play it.
Got it.
And then there's other moments too. Then like I just did like, these small bars, and eventually like Ja Wolf, who's a friend and someone I get to like work with often, was like, hey, you've been doing quite a bit. Yeah, you know, hop on. Yeah, hop on. But it wasn't like, he definitely like did not like be like, oh, you should just do it because I know you. Like he definitely waited and saw me post clips and be like, okay, I think you might be ready for it. And so that was a really amazing opportunity and experience to like be in the service of someone. Yeah. I think like for me it was like in service of DOST. I think ultimately for me as a DJ, like it's the service DOST. If we do events or we do something, that's for me to highlight artists or open it up and like highlight musicians for our community. Yeah. And that's like where I'd like to relegate it to. Yeah. I don't want to claim to be like you know, like a DJ because there's really amazing DJs that really do the work, like Anish, Sana, a lot of these daytimers, people in New York are doing a lot of the work, the Indo Warehouse guys, the No Nuzzer people. These are like legit DJs who like really foster and build community. And so for me, my place in all of that is like in service of DOST. And luckily I've, you know, been blessed to have friends who enjoy my DJing enough to like give me a platform like Sajib or Ja Wolf to open up for him. So that was a lot of fun. It was a big learning experience, and it's fun. It's just cool. It's cool to like really be in a phase of my life right now where I can like do anything creatively and like have fun with it. So like whether it's making a TikTok video about an artist, whether it's like making a video for an artist, whether it's DJing, like I think the core of everything is music. And so it makes it really easy to jump into it.
Well said. Damn. We are 2 hours in. That is,
oh my gosh.
I think this is
unheard of.
Definitely the longest episode of Difficulties we've had. No, don't be sorry. It's all been great. It's been full of gems. I've enjoyed this so very much. Course, so man. Thank you so much. We got some very unserious questions to
awesome.
We break it up with our rapid fire unserious
to wrap this
question.
up. So we got some rapid fire questions. Don't think about these too hard. Just
first thing that comes to your head.
Just give me an answer.
I'll try not to talk for another 30 seconds after I answer
10
it.
10 seconds. Make it juicy so I could clip it up.
Okay.
The first one, Rajid, what is your Roman Empire?
My Roman Empire?
I know you mentioned one, but give me another one.
Oh, Popeyes. Popeyes is my Roman Empire. I can't stop eating it. My belly's getting big.
That's the end. We're sticking with that. All right.
Yes.
All right. Next question. Since you have a background in finance, what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency?
Oh my gosh. Quick rapid fire.
He's about to go in.
Oh gosh. Generally no. there's like actual like use cases, but overall the scene isn't using it to its the mission and the dream of crypto isn't being fulfilled in the way it's actually like coming out. It's a lot of meme coins and scam coins and
How about Dogecoin?
Dogecoin.
Yeah, facts.
No, I
like
mean,
you said.
Yeah.
He's trying
down.
so hard not to.
Thumbs down.
Not
thumbs
all
down.
right, next question. What is or who is your dream collab?
My dream collab? Oh my gosh. Dude. Jai Paul.
Who?
Jai Paul.
Jai
Paul, if you're listening,
please.
Wherever you are, hit my boy up.
And 30 Forbes under 30.
We need that.
Right.
Forbes too.
We
got
3 more years, guys.
All the Jais.
And Forbes. Rajid, what is your hot take?
Dude, I'm not good at hot takes. You know why? Because I'm like such a malleable person. I'll make like a really like big statement and be like, but like, please, I could be wrong.
This
though.
is difficult. Please, I need a hot take.
My hot take is that like, even if you have the best posture in the world, you go to Pilates every single day, you have to have bad posture when you're gaming.
Really? Agree with that.
Yes,
Especially when you lock in.
What is the take?
No, you have to have bad posture. Like you can't be like
in order to be good.
Okay.
You can't be upright straight, sitting straight.
Sure. I haven't heard this before.
Okay, this might not be a hot take, but I don't eat fish really.
Okay, this is just personal preference.
I'm saying that because I'm Bengali.
What
so
is
I feel people will be
the
mad.
take?
Oh, the take.
The take
okay.
is I don't eat
Papaya and guava is gross.
Yeah.
Do people feel that way?
I don't think that's super hot of a take.
Or cantaloupe, papaya and cantaloupe. Have you seen a papaya and cantaloupe bowl? Oh my god, when they put they like taste both gross in the same way, and then people decide to serve them together. So every time I'm at like a Bangla function, like they'll come up to me and eat some, and I don't want to be disrespectful to the auntie, so I'm like, and I eat the papaya and cantaloupe, and I just want to
keep it there.
I should.
Just say you're
don't care.
You
You're like, no, you're not.
No, again, I'm
good.
very
That was good.
malleable.
He gave
Therefore,
us-
that's why I still eat
He gave
it.
us like 3. Very malleable.
You just
Yeah.
try
gave
to
us,
make
like,
them happy.
3.
You just eat it in front of them.
So what's your hot take? I don't like fish. All right. Last one. What is your like ideal Friday? Like you wake up, like what time you waking up? A check just hit. Like it's a good day. No responsibilities or duties. Like what do we do on a Friday?
My ideal Friday, I wake up late, preferably 11 a.m. I wake up at 11 a.m. I start my day. I go walk around the East Village, get a coffee. I dick around on TikTok for like 2-3 hours. Around 9 o'clock is rolling around.
Damn.
I start
already at 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
I get it.
I start getting dressed
Facts.
to go out, and hopefully we are at a concert or a rave until 4 to 5 a.m.
Wow.
Damn.
Wonderful. What a night.
Extrovert.
What a night. Who knows what happens from 11 to 9?
Who knows?
From 11 to 9, I just doom scroll.
Yeah.
I watch Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's cooking content.
Facts.
But in his head, it's for research, but really it's just for him.
That is also, okay, let me call out my hot take to content creators is that half the time you're scrolling, it's not for research. It's you're dicking around. Every single time you tell yourself you have to scroll to be on top of everything, you're lying to yourself.
You're lying to yourself.
You're watching that carpentry video all the way from front to beginning.
You're wasting your time.
You're watching. Have you seen the videos of like the guys who make like rat traps?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And they don't like kill them. They're just like these custom traps that they make for these rats.
Yeah.
Like boxes that fall into each other.
So
Yeah.
niche.
Have you seen the
super
videos
niche.
of like a person dropping like two marbles?
Yes.
Seeing
yes.
which one-
This is like
This is ADHD.
I get
core.
ADHD.
Okay, this is for you guys.
Also, like the guy's version of the internet algorithm is completely different than the girl's version of the internet. It's like
I'll watch it. I'm like, what is going on?
And
I'm so unfamiliar.
it's also a minefield. It's like
Yeah.
you interact with like one video that's like slightly manosphere. Next thing you know, Ben Shapiro videos,
Yeah.
Tucker
Andrew
Carlson,
Tate.
Andrew Tate. They're all yelling at you. I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't. Even if you don't like the video, you're like, you watch like 20 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Not even 25.
Yeah.
That's
5.
all it takes.
It's
We
like-
got you.
It's like you see one video with the male loneliness epidemic, and you know what, you're right. There is a
Yeah,
problem,
I
and don't feel
empathize.
seen. Boom, racism.
Depression. Kill
Boom,
yourself.
totalitarianism. Boom, fascism. And I'm like, bro, like, what's going on
What
here?
happened to my dogs and my,
Yeah.
my steak?
So that's
cooking
that's
steak
the
videos.
learning lesson. Like, please put some more puppies and baby videos on
Yeah.
these men.
Yeah.
I miss my
algorithm.
cooking videos. Mine used to just be
Yeah.
cooking, just be marbles.
You gotta trick the algorithm by like putting in your search field.
Nah, I feel like
Yeah.
they know when you're trying to play them too. Like sometimes
Yeah.
I'll like search up something that I want more of. I won't see none of it.
Right. So what's the
They
most
won't.
toxic thing on your algorithm?
What did I just say?
I get
He's gonna get in trouble. That's a
not yet. I'm trying to think of like the third or fourth because the first couple suck. No, I get a lot of like. Nah, I can't.
No, you
even
know how to
say
get in
that.
trouble? Show someone your explore page. That's how
No,
you.
but
You know what
Explore page-
mine's is? I will
What?
tell you. I know exactly what it is, and you will not expect.
Mine is just like steak and guys with abs.
Mine is just full of things that I send to
Yeah,
my
you
now.
won't
Yeah.
actually won't believe what
Alright,
is
there's not a lot of it now. All right, now it's like a lot of fashion, but it's usually just
Oh wow,
shit
that's
like this.
good. You have a keeper. You have all
Yeah,
cute
I got
content.
It's if
It's
you
like
guys
half
don't know,
content,
it's like
half shoes.
dude-
There they are, the ducks.
Right.
All
the
right.
duck doo doo.
Let me see if I wanna. Sorry, I'm like now going actually over. I'm just like
Now
now
you're
we're
just
now we're in
curious.
silly goofy hours. Look, steak. Okay, one like
Steak.
person tattoos.
Steak.
This really
jawline.
weird image.
What the hell? What
very
is
nice.
that? What's going on there?
I don't
what-
know.
This
It's
What's
is
like-
happening?
It's super cursed. I'm really glad that no one's gonna see this.
yeah, facts.
Cooking videos, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man. All
and
right.
him doing
Tabbies.
push-ups and sit-ups.
Mules.
Even
A dog.
Spider-Man got a
Oh, there you go.
rating.
a dog with, oh, there's a guy with abs.
Okay, we got one.
Or I guess not abs, just cool tattoos,
That's.
pomegranate.
do
I
an
would get. Hey
algo
man,
refresh.
you're a diverse man.
There you go.
Do an algo refresh.
get it.
There you go.
actually.
I get it.
I'm really scared. Okay, let's see. Yep, more steak.
More steak.
India,
India.
India.
sushi,
Belgium.
guy with abs.
Damn,
Um,
you ready?
I want to have abs and I want to eat a lot
Inshallah.
of steak. So inshallah, inshallah.
bro.
One day I'll be
The
back.
Popeyes.
I'll be back here next time saying mashallah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manifestation.
There you go. There you
Manifestation.
go.
All right.
All right, we
Rajid.
end our episodes
oh,
with
yeah.
a little 10-second piece of advice. It could be anything related to the
Okay.
episode. It could be something completely
Just anything.
unrelated about God knows what. He's always talking about something completely unrelated and not actually serious. And then we do a little Bangla word of the day.
Okay.
All three of us think of one common word, and then we end it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
I have one.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if I've said this on the pod before,
You definitely-
but I say this a lot in my personal life. For the people that only, and I'm not saying this because you have white socks right in front of me. If
Mhm.
the people that only wear white socks,
You did say this on the pod, by the way.
oh, I did.
But
No, I
just
wanna
say-
hear it,
just
though.
finish it.
The people that, because I grew up only wearing white socks because
Mhm.
I always wore shorts growing up
Yeah.
in Florida. Never wore pants. I always wanted people to see the white socks with, the Air Forces, white socks with the Jordans, whatnot. But now that I'm older, and now that I'm in New York, and I don't really wear shorts like that no more,
Yeah.
especially in the wintertime. Now I'm wearing long pants. There's no reason for me to wear white socks anymore because one, they get so dirty. Like if you wear them more than 2 times, it's so obvious. So I've been wearing more black socks because the truth is, nobody sees your socks in the wintertime.
Okay, so what's your advice?
Not,
So my advice is like the serial white sock wearers that have to keep refreshing their white socks is get some black socks. Because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna see them.
he's talking to me. I am a serial white sock user. I will spend
am
money
I.
on new white socks every 5 to 6 months. My
God
opinion
damn.
is that there's like when that little piece of white like peeks out, it's like steez. It's like if you're wearing some Vans and like you crop your pants a little bit,
Yeah.
it's kind of steezy to show the white socks.
But that's
or
like a
pattern
little
sock.
like 2017.
Okay,
Like
this is-
nowadays, like how often
Okay,
are you showing off your white
you know
socks?
what? No,
these days?
black socks to me give high school.
Damn.
It gives a non. You know when guys wear Vans, but they're not the cool Vans. They're like the very
Yeah.
like, oh, I actually don't care about my swag Vans.
Yeah.
Like gray Vans that aren't in like that classic style. It's like, and it's not like the old schools either.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like,
I think you're getting
Yeah.
me misunderstood though.
okay,
Wear the black socks when you know that nobody's gonna see your socks. When you know that people
Mm.
will see the socks, it's white. But
That's
it's like the
fair.
days when like you're not taking your shoes off, your pants are covering the shoes. Wear the black socks. Just stretch out the white socks.
I'm glad we nuanced this out. That's gonna be really
Right?
helpful
We're
for some
good.
people.
This is such a guy niche conversation that I can't
We-
participate.
Right.
are making good use of the time. You got one?
Yeah, mine is if you're buying rugs, make sure you get the grip part of the rugs underneath.
That's
because
important.
we don't want like sliding rugs.
That's important. They also sell that $4,
They sell
$5.
it. They sell it, and some rugs even come with it where it doesn't slide.
Most
for a guy who recently, my parents got a new rug for the living room to impress everyone for the guy who
they kept it.
We had to roll it up because
like
we were dancing and there was no grip on that
People
rug.
were slipping.
People were slipping. It was a hazard.
Yeah, that would have been a lawsuit.
Exactly. We couldn't get sued on our actual wedding day. Like
good advice. Good advice.
That had to be rolled up. You have one?
Good advice.
Yeah. My piece of advice is if you have ADHD and you chronically lose things, don't blame yourself. Buy an AirTag. Buy multiple AirTags.
Okay.
My wallets have AirTags. My keychains, I should get an AirTag for it because my AirTag died because I have ADHD. I didn't get a new battery. So now I have to go get a new battery. That being said, don't blame yourself. Take preventative measures.
Okay, can we give advice to someone who does lose everything, does have ADHD, has an AirTag but does not use it?
No one can help you at that point.
I've gotten him AirTag.
I use the AirTag. My thing is like, I don't like it in the wall because then it's not fly.
Okay,
it's just bulging out like that.
But
I don't want.
The thing is, he's lost a Prada wallet. He's lost multiple wallets.
That's also my fault. I want to get sorry. And I think about how I can't put an AirTag on it. So that's a future issue I'm gonna have. Continue.
Exactly. You don't want to like mess up the form of it. But I do got one AirTag in like my little travel bag. So like I take advantage of it. But in some situations. Anyways.
No, as someone with a partner, the thing you have to like realize is like some things about someone won't change. And I try to explain to my person that I'm going to do my best. Yeah. But like you can't, like, please don't leave me over this because I don't know what I can do.
Well, it's not, there's never like I'll leave you over this. It's more so just like, so how are we going to try to be better with things that we know we're not the best
But there's got to be a day you're tired of like being gentle. Like, dude, can you not lose your shit?
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me a few times.
But also it's important for us to like wake up every day and to like remind ourselves like, okay, like today's a new day. Today I am going to work on trying to remember, like not like to not like let that be like to not like
let that define you.
Yeah,
I did at Popeyes before coming here. I walked out without my backpack and a lady came running out to give it to me. Swear to God. And I go, you are my savior.
Shout out to her.
So
damn.
You got Bangla word for us?
Oh my gosh. Hari Patil.
That's a great word. Great word.
If you guys don't know, we won't tell you. Just think about it.
You can use it in
a sentence. Yeah, use it in a sentence.
Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed myself.
Okay. No, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. We'll put it in a sentence.
But there's another word I could use.
Tell me.
Okay. It's I was only saying it because I have a story. It's very close to the word Maggie. So I used to I went to my girlfriend's house once and I asked her, I'm going, Maggi noodles ase? And she looks at me and her face is dropped.
This is like the worst curse word.
Yeah, it's like the word. It's like saying like what, whore or something.
Facts.
And she looks at like her and she's like, and she just starts dying laughing. I'm like, what? It's noodles, Maggi. Yeah. And then she just like her face again. She stops me. Yeah. And then they explain it to me and I go, oh, okay, bet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Just don't use that word.
Now we know.
Thank you so much. That's my piece of advice.
And then we have Maggi.
Yeah, choose your poison. Pot. Whatever you want.
Maggi is.
It's like pots and pans, I think.
Yes. Pots and pans. Yeah. Like knickknacks.
Put it into one word.
Yeah.
Rajid, thank you so much for coming on pod today.
Thank you.
This has been so much fun. I'm gonna have so much fun editing this very long podcast. I'm very happy that we finally got this done. You've been, on our hit list for a little bit.
At the end we just shoot you.
And I hope everyone that's listening has really, really enjoyed this conversation.
And feels inspired and just understands the work ethic that goes into building a big brand like this, and just the human story behind a big brand like this.
Where can they find you?
They can find me. They can find DOST at DOST means friend on Instagram. They can find me at Rajid Selim on Instagram. And thank you guys for having me. It means a lot to be able to share my side of a story once. And for the last about 10 minutes, I apologize if I said anything a little too crazy.
Putting all that to the front. Don't worry.
For engagement, there we go.
All right, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Rate the podcast, review, comment, like, subscribe, all of that, and we will see you next time.
We love you. Allah Hafiz. Bye-bye.